guys, Cher here, and happy 2018, everybody. And I consider myself, or this video, to be the first of 2018, and I'm very proud of it. I was originally going to post my Christmas haul during the time that I was in Maryland, but in case you guys have noticed, I have been to London last week, so that didn't happen because I was constantly doing things for the past 2 weeks. So now I have the time to do whatever I please. So with that being the case, I'm in my annual Christmas pajamas for the occasion, and I'm ready to talk about the stuff that I got during Christmas. But not only that, I'm going to talk about the souvenirs that I got while I was in London as well. The only exception to this is that I bought a lot of things, but most of those things were gifts that I got for friends as Christmas gifts, in a way, so I'm not going to invade their privacy by showing you those, because I want them to be surprised that I got them those gifts. And I'm just gonna show you what I got when I was in London for my own personal self. But before I get to the London things, I'm gonna show you the 2 things that I was given for Christmas itself. For the first thing, I got a new mini backpack, and it's literally Minnie Mouse on it. And I love this bag. It's durable, which you can tell by the material as I grab onto it. I think it's also waterproof. I'm not sure what type of material this bag is, but it's definitely a stronger material because it's new or just how I'm feeling it. Like, I've had my older backpack, I think ever since 4th grade. Or I can't remember when I got, like, my first 2-wheeler bike. But back in my hometown in Jersey, we had this bike store where my mom said, you know what, girls, we're getting you 2-wheeler bikes because you're getting older. And I remember looking around and I saw this pink backpack sitting on the wall. It was a small backpack, so I was like, Mommy, can I get this because maybe I could use it for like vacation and stuff. And it served me well for a very long time. But it's getting old, and I was in need of a new backpack. So my mom thought, get another JanSport, but this time have it Disney related because, you know, Disney, it's my favorite thing. And I guess I can talk about this little thing because it's already on the backpack already, even though I'm already breaking, like, what my rules were for this video. Like, this is my love potion keychain. It's the love potion from Harry Potter. I got it at this Harry Potter store at the King's Cross station in London. Like, you guys know the platform 9 3/4 area. That's the store that was right next to the photo op spot. And I didn't do the photo op spot because it was a very long line, and I was not willing to wait in that line, especially since my friends and I had a show to attend to in the couple hours that we had to be there. So I got the love potion because it's super adorable. It's a really nice addition to the keychains that I'm gonna add onto my backpack later. And as for my second thing that I was given during Christmas, I got a new scarf that my sister got me. It's really warm, it's really nice, and it served me very well in London because it was not very cold as it was in the States, or the East Coast of the States last week, but it helped me not get sick. Again, basically, it helped me not get sick again. And I just love how soft it is. Now let me get on to the London stuff. With that said, this is not going to go in order because honestly I don't remember the order that I bought these things in, but one thing that I got that was really handy was a card wallet. And yes, it's Gryffindor, and I got this at another Harry Potter store because I don't care what Pottermore says, I am Gryffindor all the way, my friends can prove it. And there's nothing much inside because I had more inside this, like my driver's license and my hotel key, but all that's left is like my Oyster card, which is basically the card that helps me get on the underground train there. But it's really cute. It has stars on the inside, but then of course it has the Gryffindor emblem on the outside. It served me very well because, first of all, it's less in my backpack, and I could just slip it into my pocket whenever I needed it, which is basically for train and hotel reasons. And plus, like, I was sick and tired of, like, opening my backpack just to get my Oyster card out. And so when my friend suggested me get yourself a card wallet, this is going to be very useful, especially even when I go to the cities in the United States, or if I'm really out and about that I really, really don't need my wallet and stuff. So that's that. And for one of my shows that I got to see in the last week, there was a day where our professor said that you could pick any show that you want to go, as long as it's within the West End area. We were only allowed to stay in the West End area just to see those shows, which I thought, fine, fair enough. But so the show that I chose and spent money on, that I got refunded for, is Aladdin the Musical. Yes, I finally got to see Aladdin the Musical, and oh my god, it's amazing. It's just as amazing as everyone else says it is. And it helped me increase my love for the movie so much more than anything else. Like, I thought the musical from Disneyland California was good, but no, this is like top quality musical here. Like, the one in Disneyland was good for a Disneyland musical, and thank God they replaced it with Frozen, because I thought Aladdin deserved so much better than that. So, of course, when you go to a musical, or a very famous musical, anywhere at that, they're gonna, like, sell a lot of merchandise based on that said musical. And so, of course, me being the Aladdin fan that I was, I pretty much, like, splurged a lot of my money at that musical, and it was worth it. And the first thing that I got, or one of the first things, was this notebook that says A Whole New World on it. It's a really nice quality notebook here. Like, I don't know if you... Okay, yeah, you can see it. The tips of the pages are in gold. And then when you turn a page inside, it has the Agrabah Palace, it has Aladdin on it, the borders are really nice. And something that I noticed as I was on the plane heading home, I didn't notice this before, but it has this cool little bookmark thing where it's actually a peacock feather. Like, I want to make sure this doesn't get damaged, so I think I'm gonna keep it preserved at the back of the notebook, just for, like, safety reasons. Because, oh my god, it's too nice. It's really too nice. Oh, and I also like the, little, storage flap that this notebook has. It has the, cover symbol, poster symbol for the Broadway musical, which is also engraved in gold, which is very fitting for this musical. Since we're on the topic of Aladdin, I also got this tote bag, that came along with, the, notebook and the other things that I have here in it. But I also, stored a couple of other things that I'm going to show you right afterwards. So one of the first things I got out of this cute little tote bag here is this little book on the musical. Like, along with the brochure, this was only £10, which in American money, I think that's about, like, I don't know, $13. It was worth it though, because this gives you, like, behind the scenes footage of how the musical was produced and all the famous scenes that are in there. Like, this is the, I think this is the Arabian Nights page. this is the guy who, I think this is the guy, I don't know when this was published, but I probably think this was like the original Broadway show that they're showing pictures of, I think. Or this might be the actual West End production, but I don't really know. Yeah, I think this is a West End production, because I got a picture with the guy who played Aladdin in this West End production. And, like, oh my god, I love this picture. Like, the girl they got to play Jasmine is absolutely gorgeous. And the costumes they have for Jasmine, oh my god, I want these costumes, like, for just Halloween or cosplay purposes. I'm gonna show you, like, the dress that she has on later, because that one's my favorite. But, let's see. Oh, this one's really cute. They added a song called A Million Miles Away. Look it up on YouTube if you haven't already, because that song is absolutely gorgeous. And it helps establish the relationship between Aladdin and Jasmine more. I mean, there's not really any spoilers I can give, because I highly doubt that no one has seen Aladdin before. And this is the glamorous Genie and the Cape of Wonders scene. Like, this guy was absolutely hilarious. I loved the guy who played Genie in this production. And plus, this costume, though. This costume is absolutely amazing. Like, if you don't believe so, like, what planet are you from? Oh, and plus Aladdin has friends now, and they're actually hilarious too. No doubt about it. This gets me every single time. Oh, okay, this is the dress that I was talking about for Jasmine. This is her wedding gown. Well, wedding gown as far as Arabia or Agrabah is concerned, and I want this. I legit want this. Like, I don't care how I get it. I want it so bad. And that's pretty much it for this little book. Like, it just gives you the costume concept art and backstage info. And to the brochure, it just shows you what songs they're going to sing, and then the actors and cast info in it. But the part that I really want to show you in this brochure is that, if you could, I hope you could see it, is that I actually got Aladdin's actor's signature in this. Like, you see it right there? I got his signature, and trust me, there was actually a long line just to see this guy, because he's been around the West End, according to this thing. And, like, luckily, I managed to find myself in front, so I was just like, move out of the way, I'm from Jersey, if I get in here first, that means I'm gonna get his autograph first. And I got a picture of him, of course, which I probably posted it on my Instagram before, which, if not, I will post it again. So that's it for the Aladdin stuff, because the rest of the merchandise was toys, which I wanted to buy, but then I thought, nah, it's gonna be too much to handle when I get back to school. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, speaking of autographs, like the first show that I ever got to see in the West End area was called The Play That Goes Wrong. And Dr. Bowles, if you're listening to this, I think you saved the best for first, which was a pretty wrong idea, because this plays a farce of theater in general, especially in the cliche, like, mystery genre, and it's absolutely hilarious. Because in this play, anything that could possibly go wrong in a play like in this style goes absolutely wrong. And, of course, it's scripted to be like that, but I was on my toes the entire time I saw this play. And basically, for a play in general, that's exactly how it's supposed to go. And there's this one actor that I was obsessed with in this show. And I found out that he was actually the understudy for one of the actors that was supposed to be in the show. But this was like around New Year's, and I'm assuming that understudies were there because the main actor probably went home to his family and stuff like that, which is pretty reasonable. And it's this son of a gun right here. Yes. Isn't he the most adorable thing on the face of the planet? And of course, I think I posted on Instagram as well. I got a picture with him too, and I got his signature in this book. And you know that I could be obsessed with an actor if I'm constantly looking at his autograph. Even my roommate, who I shared my hotel room with, was looking at me, and she was like, "You really are starstruck, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yep." So that's what I love about this. And speaking of like the other stuff in here, I actually stored my books that I bought, and almost all these books I got from an antique bookstore that was close to the theater that I was going to see Aladdin in. So I decided that I was going to go there to check out what they had, and they have a treasure trove of antique books in there. Like this little book right here, you can't read the title because it's so engraved in here, but it's called Love for the King by Oscar Wilde. It's one of Oscar Wilde's plays. Well, I read it. I can't believe I'm going to be doing like a book review sort of, or play review sort of this, but it's really, really short for a play, and it's more action than it is dialogue, which personally I don't mind because that's what ballet is. It's more like dance than it is like singing or speaking. But this is not, I don't think this is like a ballet of sorts. This was just a play that has very little dialogue in it, and trust me, I wouldn't mind if it actually worked. And if I saw this on the stage, maybe it would change my mind. But as I was reading it, the writer part of me was, I kind of don't get the plot that much. I mean, there's a plot in here, but it's not very much of a big plot. And plus, there wasn't pretty much a message in here. I mean, Oscar Wilde has written a lot of other plays that are not like this. And as I was doing research, he wrote this actually for a friend of his. So I'm not sure if he wanted this published in the first place. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, I suppose. I really shouldn't judge it that harshly. And the second book that I got from that little store, well, like, it doesn't have a title on the front, but if you could read it, it's called The Sonnets of Michelangelo. And these are all, like, sonnets or kind of letters that Michelangelo wrote while he was alive. Like, you know Michelangelo as the sculptor or the painter of the Sistine Chapel ceiling. But I had no idea that he was a poet as well. Probably not officially, but this was his way of expressing himself, especially during the time of his, like, artistic career. I'm gonna read you, the first sonnet so you can see what I'm talking about. And this was on, this sonnet is on Dante Alighieri, the guy who wrote, the Inferno series. From heaven he came in mortal clothing, when all that was worst and best had been observed. Living, he came to view the God he served, to give us the entire true light again. For that bright star which, with its vivid rays, picked out the humble place where I was born. For this the world would be a prize to scorn. None but its maker can return its praise. I speak of Dante, he whose work was spurned by the ungrateful crowd, those who can give praise only to the worthless. I would live, happy, were I but he, by such men scorned, if with his torments I could also share his greatness, both his joy and exile bear. Now that was pretty deep. I'm not going to go into much detail of what his poems are about. Like I said, they're mostly based on like his personal experiences with certain people and his certain artistic ideas and stuff. So if you ever find the sonnets of Michelangelo anywhere, like if you find the book or if you have it like on Kindle or Nook or something, I suggest that you read it. It's very deep. The next book I received, or bought, like I shouldn't say received, that's not true, I paid for it, is one that I wanted to read for a while, Tales from the Arabian Nights. I've always wanted to read this book because, first of all, this is where Aladdin came from, and this is where Sinbad's stories came from, so why not? Like, why not read the original book and see what other tales that were inside? And for those of you who know, like, what the backstory that goes into the tales comes from, it's about, the daughter of the vizier who wants to marry the sultan to stop him from murdering his wives because he gets married to a woman every night and kills them off for some reason. That's not really explained. So her way of stopping it from happening is that she tells him a story, basically for 1,000 nights, which you guys I've probably heard the alternate title for, but of course there's not 1,000 stories in here considering how short it is. That's because most of these stories came from the Middle East and I think some in China, and they don't really know who came up with these stories, but there was this guy who found them and translated them into English for the American readers, or American or English readers to read. And not every single one of them has been found, especially as of today. So, so speaking of which, like, I'm trying to remember how many, stories are actually in here, but, as far as this is concerned, it's a lot. It's a lot. And yes, the Aladdin one is in here. The Sinbad seven voyages are in here. Like, it's like this. Like, if you don't read these stories, it's a very missed opportunity because also from a writer's standpoint, I was looking through this, and if you guys are aware of how the Arabic language is written or spoken, it's very formal, because that's just the way the language is. So of course, if you're going to translate like this Arabic to English, the English is going to be very formal, because that's how Arabic is. It's pretty formal, and honestly, that's very intriguing to see how translations work. That same goes for Sonnets of Michelangelo, because of course these were written in Italian before they were turned into English. So of course, if you heard me read like the first sonnet, that was also pretty formal as well, considering it's older Italian. But then again, you could also hear this was more in the vernacular, the common use of Italian at the time, because Dante Alighieri was also considered the father of the Italian language, because before the vernacular Italian was born, in Rome and in Italy, they spoke Latin, which is also like the secular language, the language that was spoken in the church. So, and my London experience when it comes to like books and stuff really taught me that how people in London treasure language as a whole, because like sometimes I guess we forget that Old English or any older form of the language even existed, especially in like today's society when our common English is just let's just make up words, like no one really cares. It's not like we're gonna write this in our essay or anything. It's just the way we talk. And, well, back in the old days, like, these ways are how people talked. even if it's not, like, in English, but even, like, foreign languages have their own way of, like, speaking. And even today, they have their own slang that we're not going to understand. And these two books were really excellent reads, and if you find them anywhere, I highly suggest that you read them. And I did not read this one because technically I read it years ago, but I found a very old copy of it and I just had to have it. Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. Just like the play, the book is very dark. I'm just gonna warn you off the bat. And I mean, it's nothing like the darkness of Hunchback of Notre Dame, the original book, but it goes there, but it does have more of a, like, modern message to it that people can relate to, that rather than the book version of Hunchback of Notre Dame. But I treasure Victor Hugo for basically what he writes. And there was actually a Victor Hugo based musical also going on in London. It's called The Grinning Man. I didn't go see it because I could only spend money on one show for that one night, and I chose Aladdin, and I don't regret a thing. But if you guys ever, I guess if you guys ever see The Grinning Man too, I suggest you watch it, besides the fact that I've never seen it, but I've been told it's really good. And I need to find the book that The Grinning Man is based off of, because Victor Hugo has written a lot of interesting things. I mean, he used to be a playwright before he started writing novels, and considering that The Hunchback of Notre Dame was his first novel work, like, that's pretty interesting in its own right. Like, Victor Hugo kind of got the ball rolling in France for the novel medium, because it used to be that plays were the entertainment medium of the times, and the edifice, which just means architecture, was also, like, the medium, because it tells stories of the past and all that good stuff. And Victor Hugo's Les Miserables, during his lifetime, like, or even after, became one of his notable works, because of the message that people can take from it. So, and that's that. Okay, this is the last book that I got from this store, and it kind of doesn't need explaining because it's Nicholas Sparks, and anything I see of Nicholas Sparks, I just have to buy it. Like, the wedding is, I didn't read the whole thing of it yet, because, if you haven't noticed already, because I have bookmarks in here. But this is basically the spin-off, or the sequel to The Notebook. The reason why I say that is because, it doesn't relate to the couple in the first book, which is The Notebook, but it does, have connections to the Notebook's universe. As you could say, I mean, I know Nicholas Sparks always writes books in, like, the modern day of, like, small-town America, some small-town America. But I don't think there's really much I can tell you of this book yet, because, like I said, I only read, like, the prologue, and by the time I got home, I did not have the time to read most of it yet. But I hope it's good. I really hope it's good, because if I really like The Notebook, I should like this. And now I'm going to show you the two books that I bought elsewhere. Like, one book that I got from this really, really nice other Harry Potter store, and it's the original screenplay to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Like, I always found interest in reading screenplays because I want to know, like, the process of how people go about basically making a movie, like, or turning basically this written form of the movie into the actual screen play that you see. And I got this for £5 actually, because in this part of the store they were selling merchandise that was kind of broken or misplaced. I mean, this is not bad, but you can see that there's a long scratch on this. I mean, it's not too terrible. I mean, at least the inside is okay. but this is like a hardcover book anyway, so the cover almost kind of doesn't matter unless I'm trying to sell it for a lot of money, which I probably won't because I love Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I love J.K. Rowling, and I want to keep this as long as possible. So, yeah. Fantastic Beasts original screenplay. It's pretty much how the movie went along. I think it was written... Like, I don't know if this is, like, the actual... Yeah, I don't think this is the screenplay that they used for the actual filming process, but I think it was written for that the common people can understand what's going on. And trust me, it's very easy to read this and understand what's happening. Because not only is it like mostly dialogue, basically, that tells the story, but it helps you also envision the setting of New York City in the 1920s. And the last book that I have in here, I kind of bought at the airport because I was bored. And it's a Christmas set of romance stories. Yeah, I know, I'm trash. You can hat me whenever you want. But I got this because I was like, these are basically quick reads. They're quick reads. I can entertain myself either way. It was basically $8 at the airport, so that's that. Okay, I almost forgot about this thing from Aladdin because it's the thing that's sitting on my bed, and I've been trying to remember to show this, but for some odd reason my brain was just like, hey, as soon as I open the bag, I guess the Aladdin stuff is done. And let me try to show you this because it's upside down. But I got an Aladdin fleece blanket because I think I was in need of a new blanket. But this is really soft, and I'm sorry that this is upside down, and it does have more, but it's like really big. Let me try. Yeah, there was the Aladdin poster thing in the center, the genie thing, but this thing's so big. How can I show you? Are you seeing it yet? Okay, that's enough of me being stupid and trying to figure out how this thing works. But I am like, okay, so, I just found out that I can show you the top of this. Much better, right? I thought so. This is really soft. I used it while I was in my room in London because it got pretty cold in my hotel room, and this was very comfortable and very useful. So, thank you, Aladdin West End, for selling this beautiful product. And now, to the final thing that I bought, and I really like this because they told me I could put this on my car, or in the rearview mirror of my car, and it would be very useful. So, my friend and I, went into this astrology store that was right next to a Indian restaurant that we had lunch at one day. And they were selling these little charms that are basically, they give you some sort of luck or there's some guardian angel thing, which they're really adorable, and it's a really, really pretty charm that I just want to decorate my car with because I like very pretty things. Do you like it? So, basically, this charm is supposed to give me the luck of passion, desire, and commitment. And those pretty much sound like me, that I really need right now, especially since I'm going to be graduating in this next couple of months. So, basically, what I'm going to do with this, I buy this little loopy thing at the top. I'm going to, like, put it in on some hook thing that's on my rear view mirror, and it's gonna hang there until, and I think it's designed to look nice. Like, it's really designed to look nice. And my car, like, it's 2 years going on 3 years old right now, so it's always in need of some, personal design. And that's pretty much all of my stuff. This went on for, I think, a little too long, considering what type of video this is, but I got a lot of stuff that I cannot, like, not mention. So if you guys liked this video, you can give it a like, and stuff like that. And if you want to see my other content, trust me, I have more than just haul videos. You can hit subscribe and go check out my channel. And I am very sorry that I looked like a hot mess during this whole video, because I got back from traveling yesterday morning, and yesterday I had a commitment to attend to, and by the time I got back to my dorm, I was just like, I just want to, like, chill out and not do anything. So after this video, I promise that more videos that I do are gonna come back, especially the back to the Billboard best and worst songs of 2017. I've been working on those, and I promise to get them out to you as fast as I can, especially now that it's 2018. And I also promise to get to more videos that I want to talk about, like especially book reviews, especially movie-related things, and anime-related things. I really, really want to get to those. So, I'm Cait, and it's been real. Ciao!